In this video, we will understand the business tax filing requirements for your Singapore company. Every Singapore company has to file its income tax return every year, and there are two filings which needs to be done. So for each accounting year, you are required to file two separate pieces of information at two different points of time. The first one of them is called as estimated chargeable income, also referred to as ECI. It is to be filed within 3 months from the end of accounting year. So it is only an estimate, and it is expected that within 3 months from the end of accounting year, at least rough accounting data is available, and based on that you are expected to file the ECI. This amount need not be perfect and it need not be final. It is possible that after you finish your complete accounting, the amount may change. But within 3 months, you are required to file ECI. And the second filing is to be done of the final corporate tax return, which you are required to file by 15th December of the assessment year. So, what is an assessment year here? Corporate tax return is filed in the next year of the year in which the accounting year ended. So, if your accounting year is ending in 2020, you have to file your final corporate tax return by 15th December 2021. So just to make it clear, let me show the timeline here. Let's say that your company was incorporated on 25th March 2020. So this is an incorporation date. And accounting year as finalized at the time of incorporation ends on February 2021. That is a financial year end. So in this period, there is no filing, and because the accounting year ends in 2021, the final tax return is to be filed by 15th December 2022. Because the assessment year for this accounting year is going to be 2022. As you can see, there is a considerable difference. There are many months gap between the financial year end and the actual filing of final tax return. And that will mean the IRS, the government authority which collects tax, will get deprived of the tax amount for a long period of time. That is why this concept of ECI has been introduced. So, estimated chargeable income is to be filed within 3 months from February 2021. That means by May 2021, you will have to file this ECI. Now, ECI filing is quite simple. It only asks for your total turnover and estimated chargeable income. It does not ask for any other details like expenses breakup or anything. So long as you can fairly estimate your ECI, you can file it into the government system. Generally, the expectation is that ECI amount and the final corporate tax return amount will be more or less in the similar range. If there are significant differences, then there might be inquiries as to why exactly there is a difference. So once you file the ECI or once you file the corporate tax return, IRS, the government authority which manages tax filing, will send you the notice of assessment at both these instances. Once you file ECI, the government authority IRAS, which manages collection of taxes, will send you notice of assessment, and you are required to make the payment at both the instances within 1 month from the date of assessment. So the assessment will look like somewhat like this. So this is an example of assessment for some other company. So just to give as an example, let's suppose that you declared estimated chargeable income of 100,000 Singapore dollars, and the tax amount on that came to be 4,250 Singapore dollars after considering the exemptions for newly incorporated companies. So you will be required to pay this tax within 1 month from the notice of assessment. And now if you have paid this, let's presume that at the time of final tax return, your income actually rose and went to 120,000 Singapore dollars. So the tax amount on this income is 5950 after considering all the exemptions. So when this assessment is received, you will be required to make the payment of differential amount, which is 1700 Singapore dollars. So there is a mistake here, 1750. but the amount is actually 1700 Singapore dollars, which is arrived at by deducting the previous payment of $4,250 from the tax liability finally determined at the time of this tax return. So, in summary, there are two filings which are required for every Singapore company. The first one is of ECI and the another one is of final corporate tax return, which is by way of a Form C or CS.
Thank you for watching this video. This video was brought to you by Epica Consulting Singapore. Subscribe to our channel today to get notified when new videos are posted.